Welcome to Focus on Crestview. I'm Alicia Booker, your president of the Crestview Area Chamber of Commerce, and I'm joined here today by Kelly Massey, who is our regional director of the Small Business Development Center of Florida, and we're happy to have you here and happy to have you as a sponsor of the Chamber Breakfast. So if you would tell us a little bit about why you chose to be a breakfast sponsor with us this month.
Thank you, Alicia. I would definitely like to do that. We have, for a pretty good period of time, had an unofficial partnership with the Crestview Chamber of Commerce. Our Associate Director, Tom Hermanson, that is located at the University of West Florida's Emerald Coast campus, has typically gone to the Crestview Chamber about once a week just to meet with business owners or people who are considering going into business, assisting them with a variety of different consulting, which I'll talk to you about here in a minute. But so he has been going to the chamber actually prior to the new chamber building being built. I'm not sure how long ago that building was built, you may know, but as part of that construction, Wayne Harris actually built in the building plans an office for the Small Business Development Center. And so we were very excited to be a part of that, and now we've chosen to sponsor the Chamber Breakfast, basically to publicize that, let everyone know that doesn't know, a lot of people already know, that we do have a partnership between the University of West Florida, the Florida SBDC, and the Crestview Area Chamber of Commerce, and to basically partner with economic development and help businesses in North Okaloosa County. So that's basically why we're sponsoring at this time. And so one thing I'm very excited about is we actually got Dr. Bench, our president of the university, will actually be at the signing ceremony. She will be signing the document with you tomorrow. So we're very excited about that. Very good.
And you mentioned, helping some of the businesses. And so for those who don't know exactly what the Small Business Development Center does and how they are beneficial, can you tell us a little bit more specifically about what you do with the people who are looking for information starting a business?
Absolutely. One of the first things I like to tell people is the SBDC, one reason we tend to go by SBDC and not Small Business Development Center anymore is because people think, as small businesses, we're helping restaurants, which we do all that. We help restaurants and mom and pop stores and things. But we also work with very large businesses. Typically the SBA, the Small Business Administration, definition of a small business, and it depends on their industry code, but is 500 employees or less. And so the services that we provide are for a vast array of different industries. Could be manufacturing, could be hospitality, could be, I know you're probably going to ask this later, but it could be an internet-based business, anything and everything. And our consultants have a lot of different expertise, and so we have people that are experts throughout different things. But typically what we help businesses with is, for example, loan packaging. Maybe you have a business that's existing and you're looking at opening or building a new building or expanding your building or buying equipment. What you may find is that if you go talk to your banker and say, hey, I need $500,000 to buy this new piece of equipment, they're just going to write you the check, right? Not really.
We know it doesn't work that way.
And so what we do is we can help you put that business plan together. Number one, is it feasible for you to even do it in the first place? We can help you determine that. We have an array of research that we can pull for you that's no cost to you. Our consulting services are no cost, and so we can do loan packaging, business planning, feasibility studies. If you're interested, if you have a company and you're interested in getting in government contracting, we have experts in federal, state, local, military, government contracting. Maybe you want to export your business. We have people, one of the things you saw on my little tag at the bottom was CGBP. I'm a certified global business professional, which means I can help your business do an export marketing plan and things like that, and maybe help you determine where the best places for you to export to might be, and what legal hoops you might have to jump through to do that. All this stuff we provide for free. You saw our beautiful Mac unit outside, and so we can deploy that RV. For those of you who don't know what a MAC unit is, it's a mobile assistance center, and what we can do is deploy that MAC unit anywhere we want in the state of Florida. We have 2 of them, and so we can deploy those if there is a hurricane. We actually used it at the recent flooding in downtown Pensacola, and as a result with that, we're actually entering into a partnership with the Pensacola Chamber. And so we can offer a lot of services, whether it's HR, marketing, you name it.
That is a lot and very beneficial. What types of businesses are you seeing in our area that you're assisting with? What do you see in our local area here?
Of course, you know, you see the typical, and we deal with pretty much everything, but you know, the typical tourism, hospitality type businesses we deal with that people would expect here. What people don't expect that we deal with is, for example, we may deal with military contractors, agriculture, things like that as well, and anything in between. So.
Well, one of the things, or the questions that I asked about before, was about you know, virtual businesses, if you will, because we're in an era of e-commerce, and you know, people typically think brick and mortar. But you did mention a little bit about internet businesses and things like that. Do you see that commonly in our area, or expertise in that area?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, we are one of the sponsors for the Innovation Coast Innovation Awards you may have seen in the paper, and so, or on email or whatever, on the internet. And we're actually mentoring companies that are going to be applying and competing for a $100,000 award. And so, and a lot of those are either tech businesses, high-tech businesses, or e-businesses. And so, yes, we can help them with a variety of issues. And of course, our services that will be for them is to help mentor them to be prepared to prepare their business plan and their pitch for the judges. They have to pitch their idea to the judges. So I guess it's like a little mini Shark Tank. And so we're very pleased with that, and to be a sponsor for that, and very excited to see who, I think they'll be doing the judging in early November for that, and it'll be exciting to see who wins that. And there are, by the way, a lot of businesses that did apply in the Florida Panhandle for that award, but it was opened up to several different states, and so we're excited about that. That's just one example.
Very good. And you mentioned a little bit about the ceremony for the Chamber breakfast. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that, or is there anything that you want to share about what's going to be happening?
Well, absolutely. Of course, we'll have the standard, you know, everybody will get their breakfast, and then what we're going to do is we'll have me and you, of course, will be on stage, and then Dr. Bentz, president of UWF, and Doug Broxson will be there, Representative Broxson, and Mike Myrie, who is our Florida Small Business Development Center CEO, and state director is actually coming as well, and some of his staff. So this is not something we're taking lightly, this partnership. We're impressed with Wayne. I think Wayne is impressed with us, and so we really wanted to shout it out that we're there to help. And one thing that I'm going to talk about, and he may be a little embarrassed, is how good, I don't think Crestview realizes what they have in Tom Hermanson. He's the consultant that goes over there once a week, and he's probably forgotten more about business consulting than what I know. I mean, he's really seasoned and very, very good at his job. So I'll definitely, and there will be a little surprise when we get there. So it's going to be a good ceremony. We'll have the MAC unit on hand for people to tour our mobile assistance center as well, and people, of course, can tour our office at the Chamber. And for those, by the way, who have not been inside the Chamber of Commerce building, it is gorgeous. It's very nice. It's one of my favorite places to go.
We're very proud.
Very, very nice looking building.
So if someone is interested in using your services or getting a little bit more information, how do they go about contacting you? What are the locations and advice you would give them to get started?
Absolutely. First off, I think on the video you'll see the little ribbon. Our website is www.sbdc.uwf.edu, and of course it'll have our numbers, phone numbers, and ways to contact us. But we do have one thing that we've tried to do over the recent months is expand the accessibility of our services, and that's one reason why we're doing and also create awareness. I'm new here to this position, and I wanted to make sure that people are aware. We stay busy, you know, we're not the best kept secret or anything like that. We definitely stay busy, but we wanted to create more awareness. So we have partnering with the Crestview Chamber. We're also partnering with the Navarre Chamber, Pensacola Chamber, and the Santa Rosa EDO. But our main offices are at UWF, which is at Pensacola Building 8, and then at the Emerald Coast campus in Fort Walton Beach. So we have the 4 counties covered pretty well.
Very good. And before we go here, is there anything, if you could give some advice or some last minute information, what would you have our viewers to know if there was, say, a myth to dispel about the Small Business Development Center?
Well, number one is that we, deal with mom and pops. That's kind of the number one thing, is the kind of the misnomer. And the other thing I would say is that people, I don't think, understand the level of expertise that our center provides. I mean, we have a lot of the people throughout the entire Florida network are retired. They may be retired executives. They may be retired business owners. You'll see a lot of people that have just a mountain of experience. And before you go make that decision of, hey, I'm going to buy that donut shop or I'm going to start this manufacturing company, why not get the free service? Why not get that third-party opinion on how we can do this the right way? As a matter of fact, my predecessor in a previous position with the SBDC, as part of his training, when he does his training seminars, he always says, I wish I would have used, and he owns a business to this day, and he said, I learned a lot of things the hard way. I could have saved myself a lot of money had I used the SBDC when I opened my business 15 years ago or whenever it was. So just give us a try.
Very good. Well, we're certainly pleased to have that long-term relationship, as you've mentioned, and looking forward to the upcoming breakfast and the continued relationship. And we want to thank you so much for being a sponsor and being here with us today. And as we have coming up, please come back and join us with our President-elect, Marion McBride, who will be joined by our VP of Government Affairs, Ashley Rogers. So stay tuned.
When 10,000 students need to be online at the same time, Cox Business is there. When the big game relies on an even bigger communications network, we're there. And when students need the same tools and opportunities no matter where they are, we're there. With a $16 billion network and ability to route 50 million calls a day, Cox Business powers education. We're there for your business, too.
Hello, I'm Marion McBride. I'm the General Manager at Okaloosa Title with offices in Crestview and Mary Esther, and also the President-elect of the Crestview Chamber of Commerce. Today we're going to discuss eDate, and we have with us today 2 wonderful guests who are going to answer questions about frequently asked questions about how it helps create jobs in Okaloosa County. And with me today, let me introduce Bill Roberts, a former county commissioner, and he's also the eDate chairman of the committee, correct, Bill?
Correct.
And he's a former mayor and a lifelong resident of Okaloosa County.
Right.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And Ashley Rogers,
Hello.
who is an attorney herself and a shareholder of Chesser & Barr. And Ashley is also our Vice President of Government Affairs, is that correct?
That's
correct. Did I say that right?
Yes, with the Crestview Chamber.
With the Crestview Chamber of Commerce. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
So we're going to get right to it, and I'm going to start with you, Bill.
Okay.
I've got 2 questions I'm going to kind of fold together here. What is eDate, and what is the purpose of eDate?
Okay, well, we've got to have an acronym, and eDate is that. It's Economic Development Ad Valorem Tax Exemption. And really what it does, it gives Florida counties and cities an advantage in their economic development efforts. It's a tool that the Florida legislature created back in the early 80s, and it's a tool that the counties and cities can use only if the voters of that county or city approve it by referendum. And our referendum is going to be August 26th here in Okaloosa County.
Oh, okay.
What does it do? It gives the counties or the cities that take advantage of this the opportunity to diversify their economy. It helps us bring in manufacturers and what kind of businesses we want to attract to Okaloosa County, and it also helps us to help expand businesses that are currently in Okaloosa County.
Wonderful. So Ashley, you tell our audience, how does E-Date work? How does it work?
Okay, well, as Mr. Roberts mentioned, the voters of the county or a city even, and in fact Destin and Fort Walton Beach will also have an opportunity on August 26th to vote for their cities in addition to the county. But the voters of a local area can approve by referendum the opportunity for the local government to offer E-Date to any business that either exists or is considering coming into the area. We like to explain that E-Date helps us as voters say yes to jobs.
What a wonderful thought there.
The way to think about E-Date is when a government can offer an incentive to a business that is looking at the surrounding areas, at the surrounding states, we can be competitive. And we do that by granting an exemption of up to 10 years in real estate taxes and tangible taxes on certain equipment for businesses that qualify for the incentive.
That's wonderful. So it's August 26th?
Yes, ma'am. The general election is August 26th.
So is this a new program that we're going to be voting on? And is that what August 26th magic date is?
It's not a new program, but it's time to renew the program.
Oh, okay.
Okaloosa County has had E-Date at least 3 times in the past. And because the state legislature creates the opportunity for local governments to have E-Date, the state legislature has said that it must be renewed every 10 years in order to be a continuing opportunity. Ours actually expired here in Okaloosa County in March of this year. So right now we are without this competitive edge in encouraging businesses to come to the community. So on August 26th, we'll have an opportunity to vote again to renew E-Date in this county.
Wonderful. Okay, Bill, what happens if the company doesn't create jobs within being an E-Date, participant?
A good question, and the county or the 2 cities that have this referendum will make in their agreement that here's what we're going to do for you. We're going to exempt your ad valorem tax, but here's what you have to do. Like Ashley said, a number of high-paying jobs and other criteria. But if they don't do that, their numbers are going to be audited every year, and if they don't meet those numbers, then the county or the cities have the right to retract that exemption from them.
So it has definite checks and balances to the system.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what will happen, y'all, if the voters do not renew the E-Date program from Okaloosa County? I mean, what's going to happen?
Well, if you look at our surroundings, Escambia, Santa Rosa, Bay, and Walton all have passed this referendum. And if you look further than that, Alabama, Mississippi, and really the states that compete with us for business have similar tools in their tool chest. And it would put Okaloosa County at a significant disadvantage in our economic efforts if we don't have this. I mean, we offer these businesses a great environment to move to Okaloosa County, great schools, a tremendous workforce, but this is just another tool we need to attract those businesses and help businesses.
And Marion,
did you want to add?
I do, and pardon the interruption. Something I should have mentioned earlier, the purpose of allowing this incentive for certain businesses is to bring high-paying jobs to the area, not just to allow a new business to open, but these businesses have to meet the criteria that Mr. Roberts mentioned, and one of the critical factors is they have to be high-paying jobs that are created in relation to the average salary in Okaloosa County. When we have high-paid employees here, we have better shoppers, we have people that are dining, we have people that are fueling our local economy.
Well, we're going to have to wrap this up, but before we say goodbye, I just want to tell you that we thank you again for coming. And just real quickly, really quickly, Who endorses the program? Just
all your local chambers, the Building
Okay.
Industry Association of Okaloosa and Walton counties, the Economic Development Council, the
everyone.
the Emerald Coast Association of Realtors.
And the Northwest Florida Daily News has endorsed this resolution.
Wonderful. Thank you again for coming.
Thanks, Marianne.
Thank you.
If y'all will just stay tuned with us for a little bit, we're going to just come back with Alicia for the upcoming events at the Crestview Chamber. Thank you very much.
The Destin Area Chamber of Commerce and boat boards invite all paddle boarders to the 3rd annual Paddle at the Porch on Saturday, August 16th. This great stand-up paddleboard event starts at the Back Porch Restaurant with a 1-mile recreational race, a 3-mile recreational race, and a 6-mile elite race. There will be an award ceremony following the event to include $5,000 in cash prizes. Paddle at the Porch showcases the beautiful emerald green water and white sandy shores of Destin. Register online at active.com, or you can sign up the day of the event.
Our commitment to the community is something that we believe in and act on every single day. It's a key part of our culture and who we are as a company.
Cox donates millions of dollars in cash and in-kind services to support local nonprofit and civic organizations each year. We recognize that a healthy community is a growing community. Here's a look at just a few of the organizations we support right here in Northwest Florida.
We're extremely proud of all these local partnerships.
Together, we are working to make the Gulf Coast thrive.
Welcome back to Focus on Crestview. I'm Alicia Booker, President of the Crestview Area Chamber of Commerce, and I am joined by Miss Marianne McBride, who is our President-elect. And Marianne, you have a lot of things to tell us about that's going on with events with the Chamber, so why don't we just dig right in?
All right, we're going to dig right in. Let's start with our new members in June.
Very good.
We had Kibosh Coffee Company join the Crestview Chamber, and Artery and Vein Specialist of the Emerald Coast. They are new members of the Crestview Chamber. Welcome. And let's see, let's talk about some of our member spotlight. You know,
very good.
As you know, we spotlight a new member every breakfast. So last month we had Lord and Son Construction and Teal and Waters Real Estate Company, both long-time businesses in Okaloosa County. So congratulations to them.
With that, with the spotlight, where can our viewers go to get a little bit more information about those businesses in the spotlight?
In the Focus, they can, our Focus magazine, and I think it's also online as well. It's printed and it's also online. So we encourage people to go read about our new businesses. And let's see, let's talk about some of the ribbon cuttings.
Yes.
Fun times.
Yes.
We did have one for Altered Cigar Boxes, a wonderful little place there on Main Street in Crestview. And Waterstone Mortgage. They actually have an office in the south end, but now they have an office in the north end, so we welcome them to Crestview. And we have one coming up in 2 days for the ribbon cutting and the open house for the manual therapy and the New Life Fitness on North Verdon. So that'll be happening. So we encourage not just chamber members, you know, to come, but the community as well.
Yes,
we love that because it makes it a good showing.
Yes.
And I'd like to tell you about the business after hours.
Very good.
Okay.
I'm excited to hear about
It's
that.
going to be at the Pinnacle Point Apartments on 100 Patriot Lane, and it's going to be an ice cream social.
Well, it's been so hot. I'm so glad that we have something refreshing coming up, and so that's going to be a really fun event.
And I cannot let you go without me telling you about our annual dinner that we had, installing you as our president.
Very good.
And I wanted to thank all of our sponsors. It was a wonderful evening, and just everybody looked so beautiful, and it was great music, and our sponsors did all that for us, and we just want to say thank you to all of them one more time.
Yes.
And we have lots of meetings.
Yes, we do. Very busy.
Very busy. Government, ribbon cuttings, art and culture, scholarship, pilot, and our board meetings, of course, and our breakfasts, which is tomorrow morning.
Yes, yes, so we love the breakfast, and of course our breakfast sponsor this month is the Small Business Development Center, and lots of good information from them. But anytime any of our viewers want more detailed information about any of the committees that we talked about and see how they fit or how they can plug into that, they can always go and visit the Chamber website and click on the individual committees. Yes, and we also have all of these dates on our calendar, and they can just get as much detailed information as they need, or just call the Chamber and we'll be happy to talk about it. Yes, definitely. We would love for everybody to come in and join and just kind of see how they fit within the Chamber.
That's a great way to get involved.
Yes, it is.
But we got lots of things going on.
Yes, we do. We would also like to take the opportunity to invite people to come out to the breakfast, because it's a great way to network. Our breakfast is only $3 to come in for admission, but you get
Uncle Bill's.
Yes, Uncle Bill's is our breakfast caterer. And we have yummy breakfast in the morning, and it's a great way to network and again to get plugged in and to learn about the featured business that's going to be the breakfast sponsor. So we always want to encourage our breakfast.
And we want you to come. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of fun, don't you?
I do. I think it's. I do.
I always have a great time.
Yes, and also the after hours is a great way to come, and it's a more intimate setting than the breakfast, so you get a little bit more one-on-one time with the business owner. And if you would like to host an after hours, or if you would like to be a breakfast sponsor, again, just contact the Chamber, and we'd be happy to get that information to you to be able to join in with the Chamber Fund. So Marion, is there anything going on as far as you and what you've gotten out of the Chamber, and talk a little bit about that, because a lot of times people don't, I think, know what the Chamber can do for them as a business, and we want to be able to share some of the successes that the Chamber brings.
For our company and for myself, I have made a lot of good friends, number one, but I came into the Crestview community 3 years ago as a virtually unknown, and one of my first phone calls was to the Chamber. And because I knew that in order to get to know people, I needed to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce, and it's just been a success story ever since. And of course, you know, you need to give too. You know, it gives a lot to us.
Yes.
You know, so much information and so many great committee and so many great people who are dedicated to making our community what it is today.
Yes.
And I just, I can't say enough good things about it, Alicia.
That is true, and like you said, it's not always what you can get from the Chamber as a business, but there are so many people who want to get plugged into the community and want to serve and use their skill set to serve the community, and the Chamber is a great way to do that. And we've had some great guests today, and
absolutely,
we definitely look forward.
Learned a lot.
Yes, it was very informative, which is again another great benefit to being a part of the Chamber. But all of our great events, as I mentioned, are going to be on the website. And I just want to thank everyone for joining us here on Focus on Crestview. And we look forward to coming together again. Thank you.